question 1 of the WAS 2018 Mathematics Past Question says a used car was purchased at 900,000 naira. Its value depreciated by 30% in the first year. In each subsequent year, the depreciation was 22% of its value at the beginning of that year. If the car was bought on 1st March 2011, calculate correct to the nearest 100 naira the value of the car on the 28th of February. Okay, so if the car was bought on the 1st of March 2011, that we should calculate to the nearest 100 naira the value of the car on the 28th of February. That's just 28th of February should be the last day of February, then that's then the next day is the 1st. Okay, the car was bought on the 1st, but we're told to calculate to the nearest 100 the value of the car after this depreciation. All right, and I hope we remember what depreciation means. Depreciation is the loss in the value of a good or maybe goods in time with time. Okay, let's say you bought for instance, you bought a maybe 2017 Hyundai. All right, that's maybe you bought in the year 2017, but right now in 2019 the amount will depreciate. Okay, because there's a latest model now in town with better features and all that. So that Hyundai you bought in the year 2017, you can't sell it at the same price in the year 2019 because the amount, the value of that car would have depreciated by a particular percent. Okay, so that's the meaning of depreciation, which is what the loss in the value of goods with time. And you should know that it sometimes is referred to as book value, which is the amount of what the worth of a good after a time interval, which is what the book value of that particular good. All right, and I hope we know to get the amount of an item that has depreciated, okay, at a particular time interval in a particular rate. The formula to get the amount is what A, which represents amount, is equal to what? Our principal bracket 1 minus our rate. Okay, our rate is in percent, then all raised to the power of what? N, where N represents the number of years. Okay, and rate is the percentage it's depreciated by. All right, and P is our principal. So this is a formula to find the amount a particular good has depreciated to. All right, and if you remember in finding compound the formula for finding compound interest for amounts, you will notice that there's a plus here. Okay, it's a plus because compound interest, that's interest being compounded, but this is depreciation. That's why we have a negative sign. It is what? Reducing. All right, okay, so this is the formula we're going to use here in our question. So so how do we solve this now? Now we know our principal is what? 900,000 naira. All right, and the first thing is its value depreciated by 30% in the first year. So we're to find the value at it was bought 2011. We're to find the final value at February 28, 2015. All right, so the first year, the depreciation rate of the first year according to our question is what? 30%. So the depreciation rate, let's just quickly write this here. Depreciation rate for first year is what? First year, okay, that's first year, is equal to what? 30%. So the amount at what? February 28, 2012, okay, because the car was bought what? 2011, and the question says its value depreciated by 30% the first year. So the first year will be what? 2012. That's after 2011 is what? 2012. So the first year is what? 2012. So let's check the amount it would be at what? 2012 with this value of what? Depreciation. So putting our formula, our amount will be what? Our principal is 900,000. Okay, all that's multiplied by bracket 1 minus what? 30. All right, and this is in percent, so it will be 30 divided by 100. All right, and this is the first year. It's just 1 year we're looking at, so this will be all raised to the power of what? 1. So here we have 900,000 times 30 divided by 100 will give us what? 0.3, right? And 1 minus 0.3 will give us what? What would that give us? That will give us 0.7. And when you punch in your calculator, 900 times 0.7 will give us what? It's going to give us 690 what? It's going to give us 630,000. All right, so this is the amount and the first year, okay, after the depreciation of what? 30%. So now, and the question says, in each subsequent year after the first year, that's 2012, the depreciation was what? 22% of its value at the beginning of that year. So at what? 2012. So we're going to use this amount to get the next amount for the next year, which will be what? February what? Let us write this here. It's going to be February. Our next year is February what? 2013. Okay, so here we have amount to be equal to this amount, 630 times bracket 1 minus what? 22 over 100. Okay, all raised to what? The power of 1. Okay, so here what do we have? Let's draw a line here. Okay, so here we have what? Okay, let's start from here. So here we have A is equal to what? 630,000 times, this is 1 minus 22 over 100, that is what? 1 minus what? 0.22. And what is 1 minus 0.22? 1 minus 0.22 will give us what? 0.78. So when we punch in our calculator, this value is going to give us what? That's going to give us 491,000. All right, 400. All right, so punching your calculator, this value is going to give us 491,400. All right, so this is the amount in the year 2013. So let's find for the year 2014. That's February 28th, 2014. All right, so we have here amount will be equal to, using our same formula, our principal here will be what? 4914. okay, we always have to use the principal of the previous year. That's why we're using this of 2013. All right, so we have 491,400. all right, times bracket, that will be 1 minus still what? 22 over 100. all right, because the question says in each subsequent year the depreciation was 22%. all right, so we're going to use it, the 22% depreciation, till we get to 2015, after we've applied for the first year of 30% according to our question. all right, okay, so here 1 minus 22 over 100, we already have the value here. It is what? 0.78, which we got here. Okay, so we just multiply this. So we have, for you in your own working in your theory questions, make sure you write everything. all right, don't skip the way, or let's just do it together. Okay, so we have 491,400 times what? 0.78. okay, and what will this give us if we multiply this? Punch in your calculator. In wire, calculators are allowed. So we have here, we're going to have naira. Make sure the final answer you put here, you always put your naira. all right, so we're going to have naira 383,292. all right, so this is the depreciation for 2014. So let's find the final amount it depreciated by in 2015. all right, so we have February 28th, 2015. so we are going to use this amount still. So we have A, the amount to be equal to what? 393,292, okay, multiplied by bracket 1 minus 22 divided by 100. all right, so we have 292 times 0.78. and when you punch in your calculator, what is this value going to give us? We are going to have naira 298, that's 298,967.76. okay, so this is our final answer. But remember, it says calculate to the nearest 100 naira. all right, so to the nearest 100 naira, so this is 100, right? And here we already have a 900 here. If we approximate This 6 will come here to give us a 10, and we also have to carry that 1 to this 8. So to our nearest 100, we're going to have, since we've carried 1 here, 1 plus 8 is what? 9. So we are going to have 299,000 naira. So this is our final amount that the car would be. Okay, that's the final book value at 2015 following this rate. All right, so this is our final answer, 299,000 naira. Question 2A of the WAS 2018 Mathematics Theory Past Questions. It says the graph of y equal to 2p x squared minus p square x. I think this should be a minus 14 here. Minus 14 passes through the points 3 and 10. That is what? X and y. Find the values of p. Okay, you can see here, find the values. That means we're going to have 2 values of p. Okay, so we're going to answer question 2A here. Then the next screen, we're going to answer 2B. All right. Okay, so we have this graph. Y is equal to 2px squared minus p squared x minus what? 14. Okay, passes through the point 3 and 10. So we have 3 and what? 10. And this is what? X and y. So let us put in the value. So you're going to state here, okay, you say substitute. You know, this is a theory question, so you have to state all your working costs. It carries a mark, okay? So you say substitute the value of, let's draw a line here so we have enough space. The value of x equal to 3 and y equal to 10 into what? Into the equation. Okay, I'm abbreviating this, but make sure you write it in full. Into the equation, y is equal to what? 2p square minus p square x minus what? 14. Okay, so you have this here. So let's substitute this value now. You can see you've already stated, not that you just you know, if it was OBJ, you just start solving, but this is a theory question. Every step takes a mark, so make sure you state your workings. All right, okay, so we have here x is equal to 3, y is equal to 10, so put in here y equal to 10, so we have 10 here is equal to 2p. What is x? X is 3, so we have 3 bracket square minus p square bracket, there's an x here, we'll put a 3 minus what? 14. All right, so what next? So we have here 10 is equal to 3 square is what? 9. Is that not it? So we have 2p times 9 minus p square times what? 3 minus what? 14. So let's arrange this properly. So we have 10 is equal to 9 times 2 will give us what? 18p. Okay, minus 3 times this will give us what? 3p square minus what? 14. All right, so what do we do? Let's take everything. I think since all these things are negative, let's take everything here so we can equate it to what? 0. Then we'll do what? We'll factorize to get the values of p. All right, so taking everything to this side, we have 10. Taking minus 14 here, it will give us what? I think let's just quickly rearrange everything. All right. Okay, in rearranging everything, the 3p square would be the first value. So taking minus 3p square to this other side, we have what? 3p square. Okay, and taking 18p, which is a positive, to this other side, we're going to have a minus what? 18p. And we have our 10 here, which is a positive 10. Taking minus 14 to this other side, we're going to have what? A plus 14. Equating everything equated to what? 0. So here we have 3p square minus what? 18p, and 10 plus 14 will give us what? 24. So plus what? 24 equal to what? 0. So here you can see that 3 can go in 18 and also in 24. So we can just simply cancel out 3. So we just have p alone. So this doesn't, you know, it will be easier for us to factorize. All right. Can you see that 3 can go in 18 and also go in 24? So all you need to do is just state, okay, let's manage this space here. I'm going to just say divide both sides by 3. So you will divide here by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. This will cancel out, okay, giving us 1. 3 in 18 will go how many times? 6 times. And 3 in 24, how many times will 3 in 24 go? It will go what? 8 times. So what are we left with here? We're left with what? P square minus 6p plus what? 8 equal to what? 0. Okay, so this is what we're left with. So we have to now factorize. All right, I hope you remember factorization. If you don't remember, there's a video on my channel which explains factorization and also give examples. So in factorizing, you have to know the factors, okay? You have to get the factors of this last number here that doesn't have a coefficient, okay? Its factors and what's in the factors that you can add or subtract to get what? Minus what? 6p, okay? And what are the factors of 8? The factors of 8 are what? 1, 2, 4, and what? 8. So in these factors, what and what can we add or subtract that will give us what? Minus 6p. Is definitely what? 2 and 4. Okay, so we're going to add this into the equation. So we have p squared. Since we have a minus here, we're going to have a minus 2p minus what? 4p plus 8 equal to 0. You can see that minus 2p minus 4p will give us what? Minus 6p. And if you still don't understand your signs, there's a video on the channel on the digital channel that explains signs, your sign rules. All right, so try to watch that video to understand how minus 2p minus 4p gave us what? Minus 6p. All right, okay, so we have this here. So from here now we have to now factorize. So from here, what is common with p squared and 2p is a p. So we bring out a p bracket, what? P will remain, then minus what? 2. You can see if you open the bracket, if you multiply, we have p squared. P times p is p squared, and p times minus 2 is what? Minus 2p. Then here we have a negative here, since 4 carries a negative, and what's common with 4p and 8? What's common will be what? 4. So we bring out a 4, comma, and we have a p left here, and 8 divided by 4 will give us what? A 2. Okay, now we have to know which sign we are to put here. The sign we are to put here is a negative sign. Why? Because when we open up the bracket, minus times minus will give us what? A positive. We can, if we put a positive here, right, if we open up the bracket, minus times plus will give us what? A negative. And which our sign that 8 carries here is a positive. So you can see there's a conflict in the answer. So we have to use the opposite sign and not what? Positive. All right, so minus times 4p will give us what? A minus 4p, and minus times minus 4 times minus 2 will give us what? A positive what? 8. So that's why we have this, and we equate it equal to what? 0. Then we take the common. All right, so we have here p minus 4. Since this is the same, we have the same coefficient factor here. So we have p minus 4 bracket p minus 2 equal to what? 0. So here we have p minus 4 equal to 0, or p minus 2 is equal to what? 0. So here we have p. Taking minus 4 to the other side, we are going to have a positive 4. And here we have p. Taking minus 2 to the other side, we are going to have a positive 2. So this is our answer. And so the values of p is either 2 or 4. Okay, so this is our final answer. Question 2b of the WAS 2018 Mathematics Theory Part question. This says 2 lines, this equation and this equation, intersect at the point Q. Find the coordinate of what? Q. Now to find the coordinate of Q is just for us to get what? X and Y. And to get X and Y, since we have 2 lines here, is to solve by what? Simultaneous equation. And I hope you remember how to solve by simultaneous equation. If you don't remember, there's also a video on the DTW tutorials channel. Okay, you can check those videos out for you to understand simultaneous equations better. All right, so we have this here and this. So we have equation 1 and we have equation 2. So here I'm going to use elimination method. Okay, there are two methods to use in simultaneous equation. Is either you are using elimination method or you are using what? Substitution method. So here I'm going to use elimination method. All right, so I'll draw a line here, and all I need to do is try to eliminate one value. All right, so here in equation 1 we have 3y, and in equation 2 we have 4y. So to cancel out, I'm just going to multiply them, all right, by their different integrals. Okay, so it can easily cancel out, so that y can easily cancel out. So here the coefficient of y here is 3, and that of y on equation 2 is 4. So I'm going to multiply. Okay, you're going to state here and just write by the side, multiply by 4, and here multiply by 3. All right, so we're going to do this 4 times 3y. We're going to have what are we going to have? 12y minus 4 times 2x. We're going to have 8x equal to 4 times 21. We're going to have 84. And here we have 3 times 4y. We're going to have 12y. Then 3 times 5y. We're going to have plus 15 x. And 3 times 5 here we're going to have 15. So here we have equation. So here we're going to have equation 3 and equation 4. All right. Okay. So here we can now easily cancel out. All right. To easily cancel out this 12, we have to introduce a negative sign, because this is carrying a positive and a positive now, and we have to add up. But to cancel out, since they are the same, we have to introduce a negative sign. So 12y minus 12y becomes 0. So in introducing a negative sign, we just say here, all you need to now write on the side, since it's a theory question, you have to state your workings. So you say multiply by a minus sign. All right. Okay, so here we have minus. This will be minus times 12y will give us a minus. All right, and minus times this positive is going to change this value to a negative, and this is going to change this value to a negative, because this is a positive here. So from here 12y, we cancel out 12y. Here we're left with minus 8x minus 15x. And what is minus 8x minus 15x? We are going to get minus 23x equal to 84 minus 15. We are going to get 69. So the next thing to do here is to divide both sides by minus 23 for us to get x. So you are going to write divide both sides by minus 23. So here we have minus 23x divided by minus 23 equal to 69 divided by minus 23. So minus 23 will cancel out minus 23, and x 69 divided by minus 23 will give us a minus 3. So x is minus 3. Then the next thing you need to now state is, for us to get our y, we can just substitute the value of x, which is equal to minus 3, into any of the equation. All right, and I'm going to pick let's pick equation 2. Okay, so I'm picking equation 2. So you write here, you have to write that step down, please. Okay, this is a theory question, don't just solve like that. So you say substitute the value of x equal to minus 3 into equation 2. Okay, so here what is equation 2? Equation 2 is 4y plus 5x equal to 5. So putting minus 3 into this equation, we have 4y plus 5 bracket minus 3 equal to 5. So we have 4y is equal to 4y plus, so we have 4y plus 5 times minus 3 will give us minus 15 equal to 5. So we have here 4y, this plus and minus, if they multiply each other, we're going to have a negative 15 equal to 5. All right, so let's take minus 15 to this side. We have 4y is equal to 5 plus 15. So we have 4y is equal to 20. Okay, 5 plus 15 is 20. Next thing, we divide both sides by 4. Divide both sides by 4. So we have 4y divided by 4 is equal to what? 20 divided by 4. So 4 will cancel out here 4, which will give us 1. And here 4 in 20 is how many times? 5 times. So we have y is equal to 5. So our coordinates, you're going to state now. So the coordinates of what? Q. The coordinate of Q is what? Bracket what? What's the value for x? X is what? Minus 3, comma what? And what's the value for y? The value of y is what? 5. So our coordinate of Q is what? Minus 3, comma 5. Alright, so this is our final answer. Question 3A of the WASSCE 2018 Mathematics Theory question. It says the diagonals of a rhombus are 10.2 centimeter and 9.3 centimeter long. Calculate correct to 1 decimal place the perimeter of the rhombus. Remember, I hope you remember how a rhombus look like. Okay, and remember a rhombus has all sides equal. Okay, all its sides are what? Equal. Okay, don't mind my drawing, okay, but all its sides are equal. Alright, but the diagonals are not. Okay, but its sides are equal. Okay, that's why you have this. Okay, so let's say this is the diagonal, the bigger diagonal, and this is smaller diagonal. Okay, so from here to here is what? 10.2 centimeter. And from here to here, let's just trace this down. From here to here is what? 9.3 centimeter. Okay, make sure you draw the rhombus. Okay, this is a theory question, so make sure you draw it. So make sure it's better than mine, alright, and label it properly. So from here to here is 9.3 centimeters. So whatever question, if it's a square, a rectangle, if it's a cylinder, make sure you just draw something, alright? Don't just start calculating. Draw something, okay, and label the dimensions. Alright, so if from here to here is 10.2 centimeter, so it would be divided what? Equally. Alright, since all its sides are what? Equal. So we have here this. So what is 10.2 divided by 2? That's into 2 equal parts. We're going to have on this side will be what? 5.1, and here will be what? 5.1. And what is 9.3 divided by 2? That's 2 equal parts. So here we are going to have 4.65 when we divide this by 2, and 4.65. Alright, centimeter. Don't forget your centimeter. Okay, I'm just managing space here, but make sure you write it in your book, okay? Centimeter. So we have this. So the question says the perimeter of the rhombus. So we have to just get one side of the rhombus. Once we get one side of the rhombus, then we'll multiply by 4 to get the total perimeter, since it has what? 4 sides. Alright? So to get one side, we can, this is a right angle triangle, okay? Since the rhombus diagonals are divided equally, so we have a right angle triangle here, and this we can use Pythagoras Theorem to get this side, which is what? A hypotenuse. And remember Pythagoras Theorem, you have to state this, please. You say using, you just say using what? Pythagoras what? Theorem. Okay, and state the formula of the theorem. Let me draw this line here in case we need additional space. So using Pythagoras Theorem, which says what? Hypotenuse square is equal to what? Our opposite square plus what? Our what? Adjacent square. Okay, so what is our we're looking for our hypotenuse, alright? So what's our opposite? Our opposite side is what? 5.1. So we're going to have here 5.1 centimeter square plus our adjacent is what? 4.65 centimeter square. Okay, so what do we have here now? If we punch in our calculator, this value is going to give us what? 26.01 plus we're going to have here 21.6225. okay, and don't forget we're dropping our hypotenuse square here. Alright, so when we add this up together, what are we going to get? We're going to get what? 47.6325. Alright, so this is a square here. So to get our hypotenuse alone, we are going to find the square root of what? 47.6325. 6.925. And when you punch that in your calculator, you are going to get what? 6.902. So our hypotenuse is what? 6.902. So this is the side here. All right, and our question says what we should find the what perimeter. So if we know this side 6.902, so this side is also 6.902, this side is also 6.902, and this side is also 6.902. Either add up each side, all right, or you just say what multiply by what 4. Okay, so our perimeter, so you state here our perimeter is equal to what? 6.902 times what? 4. And what will this give us? This is going to give us 27.6065 centimeter. And remember, our question says what we should what? Calculate correct to 1 decimal place. I hope you remember our decimal points. Okay, and this, you know, approximating significant, finding significant figure and your decimal place. All right, so here it says 1 decimal place, so you go to the decimal where it is. This is the decimal point, so from here you start counting. Okay, so here we are asked for just 1 decimal place, so after the decimal point we have 1. All right, so this is the first digit so this is the first integer. All right, and what is the next integer after this first integer? Is it greater than or equal to 5? Okay, is it greater than or equal to 5? No, it is not. So we can't approximate 1 to add up to 6. If it was greater than or equal to 5, let's say it was 5, we are going to approximate and add a 1 to 6, which will give us 7. All right, but this is 0. It is not equal to 5, or either is it greater than 5. All right, so from here to approximate to 1 decimal place, we have what? 27.6, since we can approximate 1 down here. All right, so we have 27.6 centimeter to what? 1 dp. All right, so this is our final answer. Question 3b of the WAS 2018 mathematics theory question says, given that sine x is equal to 3/5, and where you have 0 degree is what? Less than x, which is what? Less than 90 degree. Find the value of what? 5 cos x minus 4 tan x. Okay, so from here, these are trigonometry, and remember your formula, which is called what? SOHCAHTOA. Okay, where this is what? Sine, and sine is what? Your opposite of a hypotenuse. Your cosine, which is your c, is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse, and your t, which is your tan, is what? Opposite over what? Adjacent. All right, so here we have what? A sine x. Let us draw our triangle. All right, so because this is what, according to this is 0 degree less than x, which is what? Less than 90, so it's a right angle what? Triangle. Okay, so we'll draw a triangle here, and this would be a right angle triangle, and this would be our what? X. All right, so here we have, if this is x, so it means here is your what? Opposite. Is that not it? And this is your what? Adjacent, and this is your what? Hypotenuse. All right, so from here we're told that sine x is equal to what? 3/5, which according to our formula SOHCAHTOA, so 3 is what? Your opposite, and 5 is what? Your what? Hypotenuse. All right, okay, so we have this value here, since sine x is what? 3/5, which 3 is what? Opposite, and 5 is what? Hypotenuse. So it means that this side is what? 3, and this side is what? 5. So we have to look for our adjacent, which we don't know. And applying your Pythagoras rule, you're going to say, using Pythagoras Theorem, okay, which states that what? Your hypotenuse square is equal to your opposite square plus your adjacent square. Okay, so, and here we're looking for our adjacent, right? Is that not it? So our adjacent square here will be equal to what? Taking your opposite to this side, leaving adjacent alone. So we have what? Hypotenuse square minus what? Opposite square. All right, okay, so this is the formula we're going to use. So what's our hypotenuse? Our hypotenuse is what? 5 square minus our opposite is what? 3 square. Okay, so what's 5 square? That's 25 minus what? What's 3 square? That will give us what? 9. All right, and what is 25 minus 9? That will give us what? 16. So we have our adjacent square as 16. So to get our adjacent alone will be the square root of 16. So our adjacent side will be, what's the square root of 16? That will give us what? 4. So our adjacent is what? 4. Now look at the question. The question says find the value of what? 5 cos x and minus 4 tan x. So let's try to get what cos x is. So from here, cos x will be what? Cos x, remember, is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Is that not it? Okay, and what's our adjacent here? We've gotten our adjacent here as what? 4. And what's our hypotenuse? Our hypotenuse is what? 5. So cos x is what? 4 over 5. So what is tan x? Okay, tan x, from our formula, tan x is what? Opposite over adjacent. Okay, and what's our opposite? Our opposite is what? 3. And what's our adjacent? Our adjacent is what? 4. So from here we'll state, substitute the values of cos x equal to 4 over 5 and tan x equal to what? 3 over 4 into the equation. Okay, the equation this, which is what? 5x cos x minus what? 4 tan x. Okay, so here we have 5. What is cos x? Cos x is what? 4 over 5 minus 4. What is tan x? Tan x is what? 3 over 4. Okay, so from here 5 can cancel out 5. You know, this is a bracket, so it's a multiplication sign here. All right, so this is a multiplication, so 5 will cancel out 5, and from here we have a multiplication here. 4 will cancel out what? 4. Here we are left with what? 4, and here we are left with what? 3. So we have 4 minus 3, and which would that go? That will give us what? 1. So our final answer for this question is what? 1. Question 4a of the WAS 2018 mathematics theory question. It says in the diagram QOS is a diameter. This is QOS, a diameter, and angle RQS is what? X degree, and angle QST, this is T, QST is what? 3x plus 15, all bracket degrees. Find the value of x. Okay, we have to find the value of x, and we should find the angle RSQ. That is RSQ. Okay, we have to also find this angle. All right. Okay, so let's solve for the first value. That's this angle. That is RQS. Okay. From here, this is cycle theorem. The theorem that relates to this question is what? The sum of two interior angles equals to the opposite exterior angle. Okay, so you have to state this theorem, which states that the sum of two interior angles is equal to the opposite what? Exterior angle. Okay, which is the sum of these two interior angles is equal to the opposite what? Exterior angle. Okay, so and what are these angles? These angles are what? Angle RQS plus what? Angle QRS, which is what? 90 degree. That's QRS is what? 90 degree, is equal to what? This angle right here. Okay, and what's this angle right here? This angle is what? QS what? T. Okay, angle QST. Okay, so from here we are definitely looking for QRQS, which is what? X. Okay, so we have x is equal to x degrees plus QRS is what? 90, equal to what? And QST is equal to what? 3x what? Plus 15. All right, all degree. All right, so let us try to simplify this equation. So from here we have x plus 90, okay, equal to what? 3x plus 15. All right, so let's take x to one side and take the numbers to another side. I'll prefer to take x here and bring 15 here, so we're in the positive region. All right, so take so we have 90 plus 15 to this side, we have what? Minus what? 15 equal to 3x, and taking x to this side, we have what? Minus what? X. So what do we have here left? We have here left 90 minus 15 will give us what? 75, equal to 3x minus x will give us what? 2x. So here we divide both sides by 2. So this will cancel out. We have x is equal to 75 divided by 2 will give us what? 37.5 degree. So x is equal to what? 37.5 degree. All right. Question 4AII of the WAS 2018 Mathematics Theory question says we should find the angle RSQ. That's this angle here, okay? That's RSQ, okay? This angle here we're to find. Let's say it is Y. Now you can see this now, that this is a straight line. And you remember the theorem that says the sum of angles on a straight line is what? Supplementary, which is what? Equal to 180. So we have here angle RSQ plus QST is equal to what? 180 degree, okay, where angle RSQ is what we are looking for. So we have plus, and what is QST? QST is this angle here, which is what? 3x plus what? 15, or what? Degree, equal to what? 180. Okay, so let's say angle RSQ is what? Y. Okay, to just simplify it, so we're looking for Y, right? Okay, or should we just write it? Let's just write it down so we don't get confused. All right, so we don't have Y and X together. All right, and this is theory question, so simplify as much as possible because there are different people marking your script, so make it simple and straightforward as much as possible when solving your theory questions. Okay, so let's use this as, let's stick to what? RSQ. Okay, so let me cancel this out. All right, okay, so from here all we need to do is take this to the other side. So we have angle RSQ is equal to what? 180. Taking this to the other side, we're going to have a negative what? Negative all bracket 3x plus what? 15. All right, because this is a positive. All right, so we have here equal to 180. Opening the bracket with this negative, the negative will multiply every sign here, every number here. So we have minus 3x minus times plus 15. We have what? Minus what? 15. Okay, so from here what do we have here? We have 180 minus, and remember what is x? We got x from our first solving. That's we got x, this angle x as what? I hope you remember what this angle x was. We have 37.5 degree. Okay, that's from 4A that we solved the value of x. Okay, so we'll put the value of x into this equation. You can just state it somewhere here that x is equal to 37.5 okay degree. Okay, so from here we have 3 bracket 37.5 minus what? 15. All right, so we have 180. What do we have here? We have minus 112.5. That's 3 multiplied by 37.5, then minus what? 15. Okay, so what do we have here? We have equal to what? 180 minus this minus 112.5 minus 15 will give us minus 127.5, and 180 minus 127.5 will give us what? 52.5 degrees. So our angle RSQ is equal to what? 52.5 degree. This is our answer. Question 4B of the WAS 2018 Mathematics Theory question says if 2n4 in base 7 is equal to 15n in base 9, find the value of n. Okay, so we have here 2n4 base 7 is equal to 15 n in base what 9. We are to find the value of what n. Okay, so this is I hope you remember number basis. So all we need to do is on this side convert this base 7 to base 10, and on this side convert base 9 to base 10. Okay, so we can equate it since both of them now will be base 10, so we can resolve this question. Okay, so I hope you remember our number basis. All right, to resolve to base 10, we're going to count this as what 0, 1 and 2. Okay, and this will be what 0, 1 and what 2, and we're going to say this will be give us what 2. Converting base 7 to base 10, we're going to have 2 times what 7 raised to power of what 2 plus n times 7 raised to power of 1 plus 4 times 7 raised to power of 0 equal to 1 times 9 raised to power 2 plus 5 times 9 raised to power 1 and plus n times 9 raised to power 0. Okay, so here we have 2 times what is 7 raised to power 2? That will give us what 49. So we have 2 times 49 here. Okay, plus 7 raised to power 1 is still 7. So 7 times n, we have what 7n, plus 7 raised to power 0 will give us 1. I hope you remember anything raised to power of 0, it will give us what 1. And 1 times 4 will give us what 4, equal to, here we have 1 times 9 raised to power 2. What is 9 raised to power 2? That is 81. That's 9 times 1 is 81. And 81 times 1 will still give us what 81. Plus 9 raised to power 1 will still give us 9. Okay, anything raised to power 1 will give us that same value. That's why 9 raised to power 1 is still what 9. And 9 times 5 will give us what 45. Plus 9 raised to power 0 will give us what 1. And 1 times n is what n. All right, so let's simplify this. 2 times 49 will give us what 98. So we have 98 plus 7n plus 4 is equal to what 81 plus 45 plus n. Okay, so yes, let's take n to this side and take all integers to this other side. All right, so we have here 7n. Bringing n plus n to the other side, we're going to have a negative n equal to what, and taking all these values here, we have 81 plus 45. Then take 98, that will give us, taking 98 here, we have what minus 98, and taking plus 4 to the other side, we have what minus 4. Okay, and what will this give us? This will give us 81 plus 45 will give us 126, and minus 98 minus 4 will give us what minus 102. So here is 7n minus n will give us what 6n. Okay, so we're left with what 6n is equal to 126 minus 102 will give us what 24. So we divide both sides. To get our n, we divide both sides by 6. So let's do this here. Okay, so we have here 6n is equal to what 24. So divided by 6 divided by what 6. 6 will cancel out 6, we have 1, and 6 in 24 will go how many times? 4 times. So n is equal to 4. So the value of n is what? 4. So the value of n is equal to 4. So this is our answer. Question 5a of the WASSCE 2018 Mathematics Theory question. It says, if the mean of MN, SP, and Q is 12, calculate the mean of these values. Okay, we have how many values here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we should calculate this mean. All right, so how do we do this together? Now, the question says, if the mean of okay, what's the formula for finding the mean? I hope you remember to find mean is what your x bar is equal to the summation of x divided by the number of sets of that's the set of numbers. All right, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is 5. So we have m plus n plus s plus p plus q divided by 5 is equal to what? 12. Since the question says if the mean of all this number is what? 12. All right, so it means that m plus n plus S plus P plus Q be equal to, that's 5. We're going to cross multiply, okay? So we have 5 times 12 is what? 60. So let's just put this aside, okay? So you state this, that's M plus N plus S plus P plus Q is equal to what? 60. Okay, so we're going to use this in calculating the mean of this sets of what value. Now it says calculate the mean of this, so it means we are going to have M minus 4, comma, plus M minus 3, comma, plus S minus 6, comma, plus P minus 2, then plus Q minus what? 8. Okay, divided by 5, since we have 5 sets of what? Numbers. All right, so this will give us our mean. All right, so let's try to simplify this. So in opening the bracket, we have here M, okay, this will be M minus 4 plus M minus 3. Okay, so this positive isn't going to affect any of the sign, because positive times any sign will still be the same sign. Okay, so positive times negative will still be what? Negative. So we can just simply open the bracket for everything. Okay, and this is S, not 5. All right, so we have here plus S minus 6 plus P minus 2, then plus what? Q minus what? 8. And remember, all divided by what? 5. So let us try now to bring out this the letters. Okay, since all the letters here carry a positive. Okay, sorry, this should be N. Okay, this should be N, this should be N. Okay, this question, this should be N. All right, okay, since all the letters carry a positive sign, we can bring them all together, so we have something like this, then equate everything to what? 60. So here we have here M plus N plus S, okay, plus P plus what? Q, and our digits are what? That will give us minus 4, minus 3, minus 6 here, then minus 2, and minus what? 8. So here we have what? We can equate this to 60. Remember, dividing by what? 5. All right, so you are going to simply state, substitute the value of M plus N plus S plus Q plus P equal to 60. Okay, you are going to state that. All right, there's no space for me to do this here, so all I need to do here is now say I have 60 minus, okay, if we add all this together, we have 2, since they are all carrying negative sign, we just add them up. All right, so we have minus 4 minus 3 will give us minus 7, minus 7 plus minus 6 will give us minus 13, and minus 13 minus 2 will give us minus 15, and minus 15 minus 8 we're adding. Okay, when you have a minus and minus, you add and leave the sign. Okay, and minus 15 minus 8 will give us minus what? 23. Okay, so we have 60 minus 23 over 5. And what is 60 minus 23? We are going to get what? 37 divided by 5. And what is 37 divided by 5? We have a 7.4. So our mean is equal to what? 7.4. So this is our answer. Okay, following this question, the values we have here. Question 5B of the WAS 2018 Mathematics Theory question, it says, 5B says, that's 5B here, it says, in a community of 500 people, the 75th percentile age is what? 65 years, while the 25th percentile age is 15 years. How many of the people are between 15 and 65 years? Okay, remember the formula for finding your 75th percentile is what? It's 75 over 100 times your cumulative frequency, which is your CF, okay? And our CF here is what? 500 what people. So we have 75 over 100 times what? 500. All right, this 20 will cancel this 20, and we're left with 75 times 5, and that will give us what? 375. Then for your 25th percentile is what? 25. 25th percentile is equal to what? 25 over 100 times your what? CF, your cumulative frequency, which is what? 25 over 100 times 500. All right, and this 20 will cancel out this 20, so we're left with 25 times 5, and that will give us what? 125. So how many of the people are between 15 and 65 years? It's just simply subtracting 125 from 375. So we have the number of people between 15 and 65 years is what? 375 minus 125, and that will give us what? 250 people. Okay, so this is our answer.